Uganda recently hosted the second G-25 African Coffee Summit, an initiative that originated from the inaugural summit in Nairobi last year. This year's focus was on integrating coffee as a strategic commodity within the African Union's Agenda 2063, with an emphasis on value addition and boosting domestic outputs for smallholder farmers. SEATINI Uganda has engaged stakeholders along the coffee value chain to better understand the implementation of these strategies.
It was because of the other G-25 summit, coffee summit, which was held by governments and a number of governments in Africa, the 25 coffee-growing countries in Africa. And what we wanted to find out, because some of us were not there, our farmers were not there, so we wanted to know from the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, from Ministry of Trade, what exactly transpired and what were those resolutions.
To marshal support for the African coffee producing countries, prioritize the coffee to the African Union Agenda 2063. We are looking at the next General Assembly in January next year, but having the coffee first to the Council of Ministers so that coffee is prioritized as a strategic community under the African Union. Two, we are looking at the African Continental Free Trade Area as one of the vehicles for prioritizing the trade of coffee.
Despite the summit's intentions, there was a notable oversight regarding the role of small-scale coffee producers in Uganda's industry transformation. Honorable Nandala Mafabi advocates for continuous efforts to ensure fair pricing for coffee, citing concerns about compromised quality due to inadequate compensation for farmers. UCD's ED emphasizes the potential for soluble coffee to enhance exports and increase farmers' profits.
In the Bugisu Cooperative Union, to have our coffee checked, it will be 100%. It will delay. But you will get the man from Huga Coffee. Just 1 minute, he has a certification, is exporting. You get, I don't know how you do it. That's very dangerous for you. We get these complaints. We who are doing the right one, we are not served. Those who are doing the wrong ones are served. And those are the people compromising your quality of coffee. Servers, if there's anything, you be like custom officers. You can have a permanent custom officer or a coffee officer in an area to deal with certification so that coffee, if a person has done his coffee as want to export, it shouldn't take weeks. It shouldn't. It should take just a few minutes and it's out. That's why we made Uganda Investment Authority.
Don't sell it to Sudan. We are net exporter. Where do we sell it? By the way, Sudan gives us the highest price, more than even Europe. So, my colleagues, I want us to drink coffee. The first question Nandala Mafabi asked, coffee makes us healthy. Coffee is a beverage. It has a lot of metabolism, body metabolism. That's why the Europeans want our coffee. Let's drink our coffee so that we become healthier, but also we bring this coffee, the money remains in the economy. I'm going to give you one investment government has been working on. That's the instant coffee, the soluble coffee plant. That one, I'm asking you, you can hang me. If it doesn't succeed, it will be my failure. We have been working since the last 2 years on the feasibility study of the soluble coffee plant.
A collective regional approach emerges as a significant marketing strategy for Uganda's coffee, particularly in international markets. Drawing inspiration from successful models like South Africa's winery business, experts discuss the potential of coffee tourism. Entrepreneurs are encouraged to exhibit patience, creativity, and diversification in aspects like marketing and branding within the coffee sector.
Having a collective approach to bargaining. So you can imagine if the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the President of Uganda, the President of Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, and the DRC put up a united front on the question of coffee on the international market, it would be a totally different language, completely. imagine if we promoted East Africa as the origin of different varieties of coffee. But the South Africans have done a good job promoting tourism in the wine industry. But it's not the wine farmers who do the tourism. No, they have a whole industry around tourism that incorporates farms. And so what then the person at the farm does is just has good hospitality as a side business. So I don't think we should divert Ugandan coffee farmers into active tourism. What we should do is ask the tourism sector to integrate coffee as an experience, as part of the tourism experience. And
I must say for the young people and women in coffee, as much as the government says invest in coffee, I must inform you, like Robert Kabshinga said, coffee changes ownership at every stage. And that means that at every stage, there is a cost that that person incurs. I often hear people saying that even us as Jada Coffee, the price we buy from farmers is not worth it. But let me tell you one thing. I myself invest. I have to buy a ticket. I have to buy that stall that you're talking about of exhibiting in those halls. And I incur costs looking for these markets. So by the time I return home, I must also shift the prices to the consumer. So it ends up going back to at every value addition chain,